Okay, technically my name is Mary Lou Cook Mueller Marshall, and I am Karen's sister-in-law, Bill's oldest sister. My first memory of Karen, of course, is about when they were dating, but I wasn't living at home, so I didn't know them very well then. And then they got married, and my first memory is when they came to our house. When Phil and I got married, we'd both been divorced, and so we already had a family, and we moved in to Sandy on a house on Pinehurst, and we had I think it was either a Thanksgiving or a Christmas party at our house. That night, Karen had a very terrible MS attack, and I remember very distinctly all of the brothers in our family gathering around her to give her a special blessing. And I just remember that was my first introduction to what multiple sclerosis was like. And her entire lifetime, she struggled constantly, and yet we never knew, because she didn't complain, she didn't whine. I'm a big whiner, but she was so courageous. And so that's my first introduction to her and my earliest memory of her. Now I got a runny nose. You don't supply Kleenexes, right?
I'm sorry, no.
I shouldn't cry. Anyway, I think that my very favorite memory of Karen is pretty much connected to the fact that she always suffered, but we never knew about it. And like I said, I'm a whiner, so I was having some serious eye problems, and I'd had multiple laser treatments. I'd had a gas bubble put in my eye for a detached retina, and it didn't work. And I had it detached twice, and I finally had to have a very serious surgery where my doctor told me there was a 50-50 chance I could lose my eyesight. And I remember talking to Karen before my surgery, and I told her I was really afraid. And she said, "What are you afraid of?" And I said, "Well, I'm afraid of going blind in that eye." And she goes, "So what? You have another one." And she really had that kind of attitude, like there's always a silver lining. And it certainly didn't feel like a silver lining to me. It felt like a tragedy. Mm-hmm. But after I talked to her and I stopped and I started thinking about all that she'd gone through, I realized that my little teeny tiny eye problem was nothing compared to what she had endured very cheerfully and always with the most positive, upbeat attitude. And so it was a real testimony to me. And I often think about her when I have something go wrong or I feel like I've got a real hard challenge, and I often think about her motivation and how she was cheerful always and so forthright, just so outspoken, and she really just didn't have any patience for whiners. She just couldn't understand why other people couldn't just suck it up, and because she was so strong. And I think about my brother Bill, and that's where my heart gets broken, because I lost my husband Phil 5 years ago, and I know the loneliness after they're gone, but I know she'll be so very close. But I just have to share this one thing about my brother. So I called him on his birthday, and he hardly had a chance to say hello, because he said, "Karen's having a massage and I can tell she's not happy I'm on the phone." So he just said bye and he was gone. I hope I got a happy birthday out. But a couple of days ago, I gave him a call and I asked him, I said, "Are you just so lost now? Because almost all of your life you've taken care of somebody." And he goes, I still have somebody to take care of. I have to take care of myself. And I'm a handful. And I just thought that was the cutest thing. Well, I'm glad I got an opportunity to talk about Karen, because my feeling during the service today was, how could I ever possibly measure up to the person she was and is? And I told myself how I need to be more grateful for the people in my life, because I wish I had called her every day and said, "Tell me a story." Because she had such a marvelous life, and she did so much for others, and I love her dearly.